All right, welcome back to Elden Ring. This is Gamer Soul King coming to you with another beginner's guide to this game. For all the beginners for anyone who is still trying, haven't played this game yet, and pretty sure a lot of people have, but for those who still needs who might still need a little bit of help with this game, I am here for y'all. Um, this video is mainly going to be about that extra little help at the beginning and everything to get you going in the right direction without getting yourself overwhelmed with a lot of enemies and everything. So, hope y'all will enjoy um, this guide. Um, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. So I'm gonna get right into it. Because first of all, you're gonna wanna um let's see. Well, first of all, I do need me a little something to drink, but first of all, let me just explain this part of the game first. Um, First, you're gonna be wanting to pick your character base here. You have options between vagabond, warrior, hero, bandit, astrologer, prophet, samurai, prisoner, confessor, and wretch. So, it's all based on your own gameplay preference, and each and every one have different um, beneficial attributes and strengths and weaknesses. So, you just pick and choose wisely on what you feel will suit your play style. You know, go over each character's attributes. Take your time and see if it the attributes will um, work out for you and everything. Um, if I were to recommend any character base, I would probably recommend the samurai to start you off with, because the samurai does start off with a bow and arrow, katana sword, wooden, regular and fire arrows. Only downfall really with the samurai is that wooden shield and not much else that really is a bad choice about the samurai. If I were to choose, if I were to give you three good choices: samurai, warrior, and let's see, astrologer. Those are the only three I could recommend: samurai, warrior, and astrologer. Because astrologer is beneficial for if you are planning on doing any magic in the game and you want to start off a little strong with the ability to cast some spells and stuff like that. So, um, other than that, if you're more of a warrior based type of play style, I would recommend using a warrior or samurai. So for this one, we are going to go with samurai. And this is where you, of course, put your name in, of course. And once you're done with your name, um, you want a keepsake. If I were to recommend any keepsake, you can. There's quite a few that's pretty good to start with. The Amber Medallion increases your maximum health, increases the maximum health for that. The Golden Seed is good to start because it will increase your Sacred Flask. It's Fang Imp Ashes. Um, Pretty cool. This is also good if you like summoning these support um, spirits to help you out in battle. Stone Swords keys, good one. They have a lot of good keepsake to start you off with. Um, and a sacred bewitching branch. Hmm. There is a lot to choose from, and if I were to recommend anything, I would say Crimson Amber Medallion or the Golden Seed. Maybe the Stone Sword Key, because you can might be able to unlock a certain area that might hold some good treasure and everything. Um, for now, I'm going with the Crimson Amber Medallion, and then you're allowed to customize your character and everything and stuff like that. So I'm gonna skip it for this tutorial. You can take your time and choose your preference for your character, um, how you want to how you want your character to look in the game. So once you're done customizing your character, of course you can finish and start the game. I'll let this start. Um, I'm gonna grab a bottle of water for this beginner's guide. I will be right back.
A war from which no lord
Sorry,
arose.
sorry about the um, audio for
A
the game.
war
It should be back on now.
leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all.
Just checking my stream, seeing this good.
Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands.
After you get through the intro,
The
or if you decide to you want to skip the intro right here,
Fear, the deathbed companion. A loathsome dung-eater. and Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing.
And one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring. And become the Elden Lord.
Alright, so after the intro, you are gifted one of those emotes. I mean, well, no, it's not an emote. It's taunt or and everything. So gesture. It's called a gesture. I'm sorry. So you start off inside of a what seems to be like a church or something. Or a chapel. I'm not sure what it is. So first of all, you want to collect this item over here, which is a tarnished wizard's finger, and you're gonna. It won't let you out this door until you get that tarnished finger. So open this door. Hey, how's it going, V&G Gaming? Good to nice for you to drop by on the stream. Alright, so after you open the get the door open right here, you're gonna proceed over to this wooden platform here, and to the left you're gonna see some stairs, of course. So go down these stairs, and you're gonna go down some other set of stairs, and you have a big bridge here. So you got to cross this bridge and go. I'm doing well, man. Just been having fun streaming all the hottest games, man. A video of Dead Island 2, so that was pretty fun. Oh, okay. Tutorial here. This boss is pretty powerful. It's very OP, so don't worry about if you die defeating this boss. It's just a start of the game, but if you are lucky enough to defeat him, then I would say congratulations on that victory. So, but most people won't be able to defeat that boss, and that's okay. This is just the start of the game, so is how you progress to get to the beginning. So you could choose to watch this little cutscene where a mysterious woman helps him out and revives him or her. Oh, and V&G, I can't wait to do the Jedi Survivor live stream that's coming up on Friday, or I will be streaming that Thursday night as soon as it drops. So look out for that stream. I'm a huge fan of Star Wars, so I had to pre-order that game.
One of her kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
All right, after you get to revived here, you're gonna be in basically basically in like a cavern um, with a few collectibles. I think one or two collectibles, or it might just be one um, one thing you can interact with. So now you have the flask of Crimson Tears. That flask helps you regain your energy with every time you use it, but it is a limited amount of uses. But you can also upgrade the amount of uses. Um, so yeah, you are at the Cave of Knowledge at the moment. So um, please, definitely, I would say, read all the tips and instructions that might pop up on the screen at the beginning. So I would definitely take time and read that, because these are good. This is good info and instructions. So um, always take time to read this. These little tips can help you along your journey when playing this game. So this is jump down the hole ahead, and you'll find the Cave of Knowledge. There you can learn more about the game controls and basic actions. Yep, it explains itself right there. So I highly recommend jumping down to this hole. So it can teach you the fundamental what the basics about the game that can help you survive. So you want to fall down to the first little section right here, and then proceed to fall down to the second section. Don't worry, you won't injure your character with the fall, so don't be scared to fall. Next, you want to proceed through the cave here, and definitely read these instructions as well. This is the sites of grace, where you rest up and gain your HP and FP, and if you get any type of illness or type of status ailments, you can come right here and it'll heal you right up. So I'll definitely read this and take note to all these little instructions. It's really good to know this stuff. So we're gonna touch the grace and activate the. It's like a let's call it a campfire, but it's not. So after you activate the site of grace, you can proceed further into the cave here. You're gonna run into your first enemy of the game, and I highly recommend, if you are able to successfully do this, hit the crouch button first, and then sneak up behind your enemy and use the basic attack button, and then you proceed to do a devastating sneak attack on your enemy. Now, if there's an enemy that is already aware of your presence, all you would need to really do is make sure you dodge the enemy's attacks. If you still would like to do a sneak attack from behind on your enemy, all you gotta do is just avoid attacks and keep moving around your enemy until you get behind them. And then, if you were successful, you can do another backstab. Those backstabs are very effective on your enemies. Front stabs are even more effective, but you will need to parry your opponent's attack I will demonstrate that with this next enemy right here on how you can parry their attack. Yep. So this teach you about guarding in the game. So definitely read this. A little bit of information is good to know all the basics in the game. If you are new to Souls games, you definitely want to read up on all this information. It's very vital to surviving in the game. So we're gonna go on and parry his attack. If you're successful at, you can do a gut stab immediately after parrying their attack. So be prepared to hit that basic attack button as fast as possible right after you parry. There is another version of the parry where you can hold down the block button or key, and as soon as you're attacked, immediately hit the strong attack button. I will demonstrate that real quick. Well, that did not work as well because he was aiming too far behind me to hit me. So what we're going to do is continue further through the cave, and feel free to pick up any plants you might run across that looks like there are resources. So they kind of like will look like whatever stand out from normal plants and stuff like that. You will a little glow to them. They should have like a glow to them. So don't hesitate to pick up as much as you can. Alright, so this one we're gonna try that. There we go. So immediately after blocking, holding down the block button and getting attacked, hit the strong attack, and you can do like a quick parry or a really strong attack that will make the opponent flinch. Right now he's not really trying to attack me too much, so I'm going to convince him to attack. There we go. Now he got staggered, and you're able to do a gut stab. So remember that trick is very useful in surviving against almost any opponent. The more you practice at that, the faster you can perform it. But be aware that getting an attack also drains your stamina, so you won't be able to perform these counters and parries if you won't have enough stamina. So we're gonna finish these off here. All right, I missed my. All right, there we go. We have a bow as well. Equip a bow to fire arrows. You can equip. This also tells you about how to use your bow and arrow and everything. So I think I'll demonstrate that now. So hold down the hold down the LB. I mean, hold down. If you're using the controller, of course, you can use the LB button to get a more precise aim with your bow and arrow or crossbow, or you could just target the enemy and then use the RB button shoot your arrow and avoid getting shot. So you can also aim for different enemies. Auto target definitely helps. In order to target your enemies, just push the right stick down. Okay, and I'm getting pretty hit pretty hard with these arrows, so now he's on the attack, so alright, I just heard something, so give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay. Alright, I am back. So let's continue this tutorial, this guided tour of this guide for new players here. Alright, oops. Moving my camera around a bit. Alright. I'm gonna take some time to get the flask here. Yep, this also tells you about your armaments, have abilities, cost, skills, and everything. This is highly varied in range from powerful attacks to temporary effects. Using skill consumes FP skills. So, yeah, if you once you acquire skills in the game, you can just use it with the left trigger. That's my skill right there, which is parry. Same thing with this. This is called Mighty Shot. So he extends the arrow back even further with the bow to give a much stronger shot, and it's very, very effective. It tells you about crouching and everything with the left trigger. With the left joystick, push the left joystick down. You can crouch and everything, sneak up on your enemies. Makes it much easier to get around without getting killed and noticed. So, same, exactly what I told you earlier about sneaking up on your opponent and give him a nice good backstab. It's probably easier. It's more safer to sneak up on them and backstab them than to take them head on and try to do a, a counter attack after a block. See, sometimes you will miss your opportunity to hit them with the counter. Yeah, you can hold RT to charge attack, and while jump to jump attack. So that's also good advice and everything. This is the tutorial. So so you can jump and attack with your strong attack, and then he's quite the strong one. So oops, I'm trying to parry his attack here. There we go. There we are. Like I said, the gut stabs are much more powerful than the back stabs. If you are successful at pulling off a parry, you can follow up with a very effective counter. So now we're in the first little mini boss of the game. There he is. He's down. That's how you defeat him. What I did was a block counter. So I held down the block button, waited, and then I waited to be attacked. And after getting attacked, I immediately hit the heavy attack button, which is the right trigger. That will activate the block counter. Very effective at staggering your enemies. Or you could same way I would suggest how to defeat that mini boss is also just keeping your guard up and circling around him until you get behind him, and then you can give him a good backstab, and that will also drain his energy, his health really well. So now that you are completed the little basics from the cave and got a good understanding of the controls, you can collect your little gesture of strength from the edge right here, and then you can fall down near this golden tree here, and then proceed through these doors up the stairs. Then to your left, you got some more stairs. So go up those stairs. Got another grace. I highly suggest you activate that grace and then immediately rest at the grace site to restore your flask and everything. And your inventory can be accessed through the start with the start button, or If you are using, if you're playing a PC version, of course, you just hit the escape button and go to equipment or inventory. So now that you restored all your flasks, you can proceed on and further into the game here. You have another finger sever here, tarnish for the finger. This allows you to cooperate on multiplayer. I'm sorry about that. And so you can play with other players or your friends online and everything. And also I think you can allow someone you can actually, I think, leave a summon sign as well. So if someone wants to call you for help, you can do that. But you got to make sure you are playing online when you are doing so. So now that you got that, there will be a lift right here, a lift or elevator. It should be already activated. All you gotta do is step on the center platform here. It's a button right in the center that activates the lift. So I'm gonna go up the lift. And then once you get to the top, you got some stairs right in front of you. So go up those stairs, and there's a big door here. So get to that door, and now you are in Limgrave. Well, Limgrave, your first steps to on the road to becoming Elden Lord. And got a huge Erd tree welcoming you to your right. So now that you are out here, you gonna want grace and activate it, and then you can there's also little instructions on, little info on grace and everything. Grace is just the guide to tarnish and lead them along the proper path. Even now, some sites of grace retain that power. The golden rays will guide you along the way. So it's up to you to follow that guide from the sites of grace. I would highly recommend it because it's gonna make sure you don't wander off too far along the path where you might run into a lot more tougher enemies and everything. So you want to make sure you are able to get level up and become stronger, increase your attributes for your character before you take on any tough enemies. Unless you're feeling like a boss and a badass, then by all means go right ahead. But this is for those beginners players that have never played any Souls games. So then there's a little bit of you also have a map too, so you can also use the we are using the PlayStation controller, PS5 controller, PS4 controller. You know that the map can be accessed with the button to the left of the pad on the controller, or the same way with the Xbox controller. I believe it should be the button to the left of the Xbox button. And there's a little bit of dialogue you can get from talking to this gentleman here.
Tarnished, are we? Come to the lands between for the... Of course you have. Unfortunately, without guidance, you are fated. Luckily, are you familiar?
You can sit there and talk with him if you like.
It will lead you even.
But I'm gonna skip it. So the next thing you will want to do once you get out here is you kind of want to follow where the and it's kind of guiding you to that church. So first thing you want to do is get down from the cliff. This summoning pool. This allows other players to come and help you out, whether it be NPC players or actual players. It's good to activate this when you find it. So you want to avoid this golden knight on a horse at all costs. But like I said, unless you're feeling like a badass, go right ahead and try to defeat him. But for this video, we gonna go straight into I still would like to make sure my stream is, give it a good check here. Looks good. All right. So now touch the grace at the church here. So I'm tell you that you can travel between sites of grace that you discovered. But when you are in certain areas of the game, you cannot use these to travel between sites of grace. Because there's areas that will prevent that. I'm not sure why. It's kind of like a fast travel restrictions when you get to certain areas of the game, like dungeons, like they mentioned. So we can talk to this merchant first. Item by the smithing hammer. Smithing stones. This is one smithing stone right here. And you can increase the strength of your armaments and everything. So read that carefully. Take your time and understand what all that means. Because it's in short, it just means you are able to strengthen your armaments with smithing stones. So we're gonna talk with
You're and I can also say that you're not. Then why not I am Kale.
So we can proceed to
I
talk
am
more
of a
about
nomadic
Kale.
selling wares as I travel. The land has its
And
own
as you get
tarnished, like
when you finish the
let's
dialogue, we're gonna ask him for a recommendation on what we should buy from him. So I will go to that.
If you can spare the runes, you should buy yourself a crafting kit.
Yep, a crafting kit.
A crafting kit allows you to make basic items on your own. Essential, really, if you intend to survive out here for any duration. The kit costs a bundle, and I admit I do take my cut. But the important thing is that you survive. Every customer counts.
Yeah. Listen to those words. Those are wise words. So what we are going to do is purchase the crafting kit from him, and also we are going to purchase a few arrows as well. A few throwing daggers. No, we'll leave the throwing daggers there. But first thing I highly recommend at this merchant is to purchase the crafting kit.
I'm glad you took my warning to heart. You've made an excellent choice.
Alright, so that's letting you also know and understand about crafting, item crafting and everything. It's important to know about how to craft these items, but you would need certain materials in order to be able to craft a specific item. You just explore the game and collect as many items as you come across. Those are valuable resources for many. It has many benefits in the game when you collect as much resources as you can. So they have more than one use. So like you mentioned, containers, crackpots, or other containers to craft certain items. To not be able to make more of these items than you have containers. Containers will run out with use, but the containers themselves will remain. So your item crafting is now available, and you can find out more information about crafting items when you go into the menu. And with the item crafting menu, you can make various items from materials that you find. You can learn to craft more items by finding cookbooks. So it's very important to look for cookbooks throughout the game. It helps expand your recipes in your cookbooks, so you can craft more items, more types of items. So right now we are able to craft, a cookbook has fire pot and rope fire pot, bone darts and roll raisins and so forth. Some pretty basic crafting items, craftable items, which all still need specific amounts of resources in order to craft them. So always be on the lookout for all these different things. So after you bought your crafting kit, you can see where the next area that the Site of Grace recommend you to travel to. So follow follow that's emitting from the grace, telling you exactly where you should be going. So it's telling you to there's the road here. Gonna come across a few or fight, but in order to level up, you will need to fight these enemies. Well, not regain experience, it's more so like gaining runes level up. Of course, you're saying, how do you use runes to level up? Well, but for now, we are going to take this guy out. As much runes as you possibly can in the game. They are very, very important for your survival. Let's see. So now you can travel up this road here, and got another soldier resting at a campfire. You can that he's standing near. Well, I guess it wasn't a fire he was standing near. Some throwing knives here, Kikri. Then you could continue the path here. Just be mindful if you hear any following you somewhere. So pay attention to your surroundings. Very important to pay attention to your. Oh, we now have 2 smithing stones, so we can travel back to that other site of grace at the church via the map. So you can, I would say, pull up your map via whichever key that you have designated for your map key. Go to the closest site of grace. Make sure you have it highlighted under the crosshairs there, and just a quick fast travel back there to it. Now we can come over to the smithing table here and strengthen our armament. I'm going to strengthen my Uchigatana to a +1, so it's a bit stronger now. And now we can proceed back to that path. And remember, every time you travel back to a site of grace, your enemies that you defeat back to the same place. I see my so I will try to make this as fast as possible. Collect items from these plants and everything you'll run across, and plants of different types will be about them. So don't forget. The sneak attack will always be your best friend. Will utilize the sneak attack and stab attack in this game. It will aid you in survival in many ways and many times over. We're gonna bypass this little ruin area here. We're gonna bypass all the soldiers here, straight to the site of grace here. And we're gonna activate it. Okay, and after you activate this site of grace, you're gonna want to rest at this site of grace right away. And you will have a conversation with the mysterious girl who will now introduce herself. The same girl that helped you after you fell, after you was defeated in the beginning of the game.
Traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina.
Melina.
I offer you an accord.
Make sure you accept her offer.
Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play the role of maiden, turning runes into strength,
And
to
of course,
aid you in your search for the Elden Ring.
if you refuse, you can always reaccept
You'd
her
only take me
offer.
with you to the foot of the Erd Tree. Then
So
it's
you want
settled.
to accept?
Summon me by grace to turn runes into strength. Ah, another matter. I bequeath to you this ring.
And now you have your special steed whistle, which will allow you to summon your horse, which will help you
Use
traverse
it
the
To
lands
traverse great
lot-
distances.
a lot faster.
It will summon a spectral steed named Torrent. Torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect.
All right, now that we have our special steed, you are able to go travel through travel a lot faster through the game with that spectral steed. And this is, I would say, I will end this beginner's guide to Elden Ring right here. This will be part 1 of my guide. So hope you all enjoyed it. Hopefully this was informative and educational for the new beginners of new beginner players of Elden Ring. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see y'all on the next beginner's guide for Elden Ring part 2. And as I always say, stay gaming and let's get that win.